Hello, hello. Testing, testing. One, two, three. Is everything working? God, I hope so. Well, to anyone who happens to be watching later on, hi, welcome to my welcome to my fourth live stream, technically. Well, third on the channel, but it's the fourth one I've attempted to do. I guess we're gonna see how it goes, right? So I'm just gonna ignore the remaining 2.5 minutes because that doesn't really matter too much. Okay. Hold up a second. Where am I? Hello? Where am I? Oh, there I am. Okay, hi. So I'm basically gonna be continuing off the art, which I stopped halfway through my last live stream. Well, not really halfway through, a bit more than that. Quick recap. This is Tia Blackwell. Okay, he's the D&D character of one of my friends who's been playing her for like almost 3 years now. I basically made this character for him like about when we met, and she's just kind of grown and evolved throughout the years. And well, as you can see here, she's got a lot of art. Oops, wrong screen. A lot of it kind of just overlaps as well right now. Like, say for example, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it's not just this. There's maybe about 100 pieces of art, two more pieces of art, but I've ignored those because they aren't relevant to the case here. So basically, what we're going with is she's got a team, you can see, basically blue, dark blue, light blue, and introduction of green as per her latest transformation. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to design her last and final form. Okay, so this is the very first rough I did. On my second recording, I basically did all this, and then I realized that I was only recording my audio, so I'm like, oh no. Then in the next live stream, the second live stream, I actually went ahead and I did this. You might immediately just glancing at this, you might not see a whole lot of difference. That's because what I've done is I basically redrew it, the whole rough. And well, I've taken care to correct a lot of the, issues with the proportions because the first one's just so rough. And then I went ahead and I scaled it up, as you can see here, and then I added outlines. I added outlines only for about this much. I think I've done a fairly good job so far. But yeah, I do need still like one more leg. Well, you can see here how much is left, right? This leg, the one that's behind, I've not done that. The other one, the knee that's in front, and then the wings, essentially. That's about all that's left in the line art stage. And I am also hoping to color it, because that would be nice. It would be nice if I'm able to do that. And yeah, just so you know, if anyone is there right now live, I do not know. I don't think I can see it. But I will be able to actually see it if you post anything, right? If you say anything in the chat, I'll be able to see that, and I'll reply as soon as I can if I do see it. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. So I've caught you up to speed, and now let's get into it. So, from where I left off, we got most of her. As you can see here, like, she's from when she started to basically right now. This is a lot of like heavily aging up. Now, this is not like in a future like her as a when she is a in an adult, right? It's not like it's been years and years and years in the campaign. It's more like this is her final form, just her ultimate potential. Yeah, that's the right way to say it. So yeah, my technique, kind of how I go about figuring out my art, right? I do a kind of a rough brush and I make the rough art. It's kind of like the fastest to get done. It's also the most fun to get done in a video, just because by the end of it, based on like how I draw, you'll usually be able to get a good idea of what or not I'm doing. But after that, the line art stage is just really painful. So for the roughs, I use, again, like I said, a rough brush. This is so that you can maximize form over like details. Details take a lot of time. Like if you want to be super precise, that also takes a lot of time. But just form alone doesn't. So basically, the idea is if I, reduce the amount of detail I'm able to give, you know, if I basically make the brush too imprecise, right? So that I can't actually go in and do all the tiny little details, then I won't do the tiny little details. That's kind of just how I operate. You can kind of operate however you see fit, but this is just what's for me. The rough should be rough. And oftentimes I forget that, and I add way too many details into the rough itself, and that takes too long. But what can you do, right? That's just kind of how my monkey brain works. And so what I've done, this is kind of my fix for it. My fix are just use a different tool. Yeah, you might say that, oh, rather than using a different tool, couldn't you just figure it out? Just deal with it. Just do it a bit better. Well, I could. It is possible I could. Yeah, but it's not feasible. At least not for me. For most artists as well. It's just a matter of you just gotta do whatever you think at the end of the day feels the best. Because no one actually cares how you go about your art, because it doesn't matter at the end of the day. What matters is, that it's your art and you're not tracing over someone else's art, and that you've made the end product. Like, there are some people who don't even bother doing the roughs properly. They'll just go in straight up being like, yeah, all the details. And to those people, like, it's kind of insane, but yeah, if they can do, hell yeah. I wish I'd be able to do that, but that's kind of far beyond. But yeah, for right now, at least that's what I'm kind of working with. I have these abilities, these talents, and I'm working with these talents. So for her boots, essentially, the leg armor, I'm going with basically the same thing as her the form before this, the third form, the first form, okay, first form, second form, third form. What I'm drawing is supposed to be a combination of the three. So for the legs, I said I'm just gonna go with the boots of the third form, because I think that would be pretty cool. And so that's what I'm trying to do. It doesn't have to be an exact copy. There's no reason for it to be an exact copy. Yeah, I'm basically just trying to get this right. Speaking of which, usually when it comes to things like this, here's what you can do. Control C, copy it, okay? Now open PureF. PureF is a very useful software. Control V, paste into this. Control Y. And here we go. So now I've got the actual thing. Super useful, isn't it? Now I can actually just go in and just look at it. And if you're like, oh no, but it's like too big, I don't want to have to do it, I don't want to have to look at it this way. Well, you can hold C and you can just drag it like this. And here we go. Look at that. So now you've got like the bit of the image you specifically want to focus on without any of the rest. And now I'm gonna have to figure out like exactly how do I want to do this. Do I want to copy one? Probably. Probably want to copy it one to one. There's no real reason not to. Okay. Oh, by the way, how is the music? Is it too soft? Is it too loud? Like I can barely hear it, but at the same time, that's kind of like I said it that way. But I don't know how it is for you, and I can't actually double check. I don't think I can. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to hope it's working properly. You know, I'm gonna reduce the volume just a bit, just in case I'm reducing the volume. Uh, if anyone decides to pop in chat, please let me know. Like, what is it too loud? Is it too soft? Or you can just say it in the comments for me to remember next time. So I'm gonna be making this. Let's see. Well, when I look at the roughs, I really screwed up on this. Like I just did it super rough. Well, that's what you'd expect from a rough, I suppose. When you do the rough, you do want to look at the detail a bit more than what I did right here, because I think I just gave up at the very end, and I just was like, yeah, I'll just do like this booth, right? And I didn't do what I'm doing right now and looking at it up close to the pure rough. Most of my rough work was kind of just look at that, right? Because I've drawn Tia so much. But this, like specific details like this, the human brain just doesn't really remember all of the details as well as you know. Like if you